Always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. I mean, so it's like, trust. It takes too much energy to not trust someone. I mean, it takes too much energy. You always gotta stay 2 steps ahead of them or whatever. Right. But trust them to be them.
Right. To be themselves.
Trust the snake to bite you. Right. Trust the lion to laugh. Trust the thief to steal from you. Like, trust them to be them. Too. But know them when you see them.
Let's go.
Get your copy of Fire. It's definitely a must-read. If you enjoy hood books, this one is it. Just like the title of the book, it's officially Fire. Get it on Amazon, paperback or Kindle.
Peace. This is the Enemy's Public. Excuse me. And I am Bro.Nasir. Thank my brother, Mr. West, for tapping in. I appreciate it, good brother. D.I.C.I., the Naga Genie. Thanks for tapping in, good brother. This evening, we're going to deal with the enemies within and the enemies without. Now, what is an enemy? Someone who is in opposition from someone. You can oppose a person through your actions. It's not always, through violence. People do things underhanded that will make you become an enemy. Again, an enemy is someone who's in opposition to you, someone who tried to sabotage your way of life, your livelihood in general. We're going to go over a few of those things this evening. I have some videos that I want to show. And I have a film that I want to show that deals with the enemy within. A lot of times the enemy within is the enemy that can affect you more than any enemy outside of yourself. Not only that, if you can deal with and check that enemy and defeat that enemy within, no enemy outside yourself can deal with you. Yet before I get into the presentation, I want to, of course, play some music. And I want to premiere some new music. Well, a new freestyle from my nephew who he got new music coming out and he's working on it. And it's, if it's anything like anything I ever heard from him, of course it's going to be fire. But for now, I'm going to play some music. Let me share my screen. Really quick. And we're going to get into this.
Yeah. Genius. Look. Nigga with attitude is back. Swag on 100 with an attitude to match. Heavy verse at funeral. Eulogy of raps got niggas like damn, it's sad the way he had to do the track. Look, cause everything I touch, I tend to body. Shout out to the young G's coming up behind me. The young me did a bid, paid his debt to society. Bunch of niggas fled, but a couple stayed beside me. And my niggas still clutching in that lobby. Hustling and pack while they puffing on that lolly. Muscle in the back if you suckers wanna try me. Cause I done seen the scrap turn into a fucking homie. And I know his hitters still trying to line me. So I guess I gotta melt niggas like pastrami. When I drop, they gon' shelf niggas, that's on mommies. Flex hit his verse, I guarantee he gon' bomb me. Cause they never seen a flow like this, like jail food. Bet you I'ma blow up quick. I'ma keep shooting even if I throw up bricks. Cause eventually it's gonna be a show enough switch. I'm a G and I ain't never had to throw up shit. Where I'm from, my young boys gotta grow up quick. Got the game on lock since I sold up zips. Just no tie gon' shine like a glow up stick. Damn. But first I gotta tie up all these loose ends. Hard times showed me all my true friends. I've been seeing life through a new lens. Just know my motivation is a new Benz. I told her she can hang, but that dude pins. I'm rolling with the gang, bring some cute friends. But don't you get no funny ideas, cause my cousin Samir always walk around with 2 twins. I call them shits T and Tamara. Empty the whole clip, that's freeing up the barrel. Dinners with gold tips, I'm fleeing my apparel to be rich as a road trip, that's even if it's narrow. But I'm gonna ride till the wheels fall. These niggas ain't thorough, they just feel hard. Me, I call the shots like a drill sergeant. The plug got locked, but I'm still charged. Quarterback in the pack, I'm Cam Newton. Singing, I happen to rack my swag stupid. I've been doing this since I was a kid hooping. When you got it for this long, you can't lose it. When you got a team this strong, they can't move it. Niggas try to steal my style, but can't boost it. I'm just trying to fill my pile, advance to it. It's just paper, Prezi, and tie, my clan too lit. My clan too lit. Just paper, Prezi, and tie, my clan too lit. Picks up, baby. Let's go. Look, and I don't give a damn if they shoot, cause they don't wanna see me when I start the plane in my group. These snakes creeping through my garden trying to land on my stoop, but the grass cut, guess you could say it's animal poop. While y'all was out getting high, mixing cram with the goose, I was serving this 85, mixing clam in the soup. I've been hanging in the trenches, I'm the man in the noose. If you a soldier, then why the fuck you abandon your troops? Niggas claiming they the realest, while I judge them by their dealings. It's been a little minute, but you fucking with the illest. The upside is crazy, you can play the villain. If I loosen up this tie, I'll be busting out the ceiling. But they don't even get this shit went over their head. I'm feeling like a killer, plus I'm close to the edge. If you don't wanna be the reason why they toasting the dead, then let me eat, cause I'm the nigga that's supposed to get fed. When I still had a couple left, niggas still double checked and watch a nigga date, just to see if they in trouble yet. Been away for 8 and niggas still ain't start the bubble yet. Guess they in the way, my city waiting on another vet. And Ty don't mind being a savior. First I got some niggas to find, that's on my way up. My mother told me leave them alone, cause they ain't worth it. But I told her, Mom, my mind already made up. These niggas gotta feel it, yeah, I'm talking about my rap. Cause they been in my way like they was walking in my path. I hear these niggas talking about they talking out they ass. When niggas talking about Ty, that shit resulting in a blast. When I get off my shit, my niggas gotta love it. My city been going in and I'm a product of it. And after this, I better be the topic of discussion. Cause truth is you ain't gonna find out how the subject. I need that type of paper that the scholars touching. That type of dodo when you get it, you ain't got a budget. I need that type of paper that the scholars touching. That type of dodo when you get it, you ain't got a budget. Has it?
I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Don't ask me to stay. Let's do what lovers do. Yeah. I don't wanna wait. Just don't ask me to stay. That's not what love would do. I'm ready for you. I don't wanna wait. I just wanna be safe. Let's do what love would do. I'm waiting for you. I don't wanna wait. I just wanna be safe. Let's do what love would do. Genius. FCLMG, baby. Y'all came to talk my shit. You might not like what I gotta say, but fuck it. Either we fucking or we ain't. Time to keep it frank. The way a nigga feeling, I can't cut her with no saint. Got me in my feelings cause she fucking up a rank. And I was riding every time when there was nothing in my tank. I even risked my freedom, it was bundles in the safe. When every trip for a couple hundred was coming with a tray. Can't say I wasn't on my job when something in your way. But anytime I cried the river, all my puddles went to waste. Get the fuck up out my face. Google the word embrace. Don't think of coming back until you tangle with your fate. Just procrastinating ass, by then it'll be too late. You know my body, girl. I probably be done finished what I ate. And I never needed shit when I was sentenced to my date. But you the type of person that could turn and bend it to a break. And I told her with a next, just go and give it to him straight. But she told him he was it and sent that nigga on the chase. It couldn't be me. I be alive, I say that I never dived in. Had a couple moments to try and see what them vibes went. Gotta respect when she said she couldn't be an option. Cause I was feeling good at the time, but I wasn't locked in. Plus I'm popping, and all this work I've been concocting. Got my hustle brolic. Sometimes I sit in the whip and I just puff in silence. Replaying combos with my sister about my mother's logic. But that's another topic, fuck that fly shit. I be the pilot if I'm alone in the cockpit. Cause I don't trust the fact that these bitches gon' trust the process. And I don't trust the act, plus a nigga hate surprises. And I'm always 10 toes, I know some people despise us. I heard it from a wise man, he said they gon' try to hide it. The truth is always under the same surface the lies is. I'm dropping off deposits, ain't no time for being modest. She told me my time is now, I said I'd rather be timeless, bitch. I don't wanna wait. I can't wait around. Just don't ask me to stay. Don't ask me to. That's not what love would do. I'm ready love won't do that you. Shit. I don't wanna wait. I just wanna be safe. Let's do what love would do. I'm waiting for you. I told you I'm gonna be good regardless, baby. I don't wanna wait. It's your boy Ty. Ask me to stay. That's not what love would do. I'm ready for you. I don't wanna wait. I just wanna be safe. Let's do what love would do. Even if you ask me to leave, even if you ask me to leave, I'll probably stay. Hey. Even if you ask me to leave, I'll probably stay. I hope that's okay. Yeah. Cause even if you ask me to leave, I'll probably stay. I hope that's okay.
100K life.
Where do you run to? There's nowhere left to hide. Where do you run to when there's nowhere left to hide? Where do nowhere left to hide.
Yeah. Where do you run when there's nowhere to hide? I'm feeling like Pop. I'm having ambitions to ride. You draw the line between the truth and the lies. I can see the hurt just by the look in their eyes. Yeah, can you feel me? You know I bring that high energy. I change me into a better me. Yeah, I had some scars that was tapped into my memory. Giving you that real cause I know you gon' remember me. Loyal to the soil cause you know I'm aboriginal. Picture me rolling through Chicago. Thinking about some friends that I lost to some hollows. Thinking about time cause I know it's all borrowed. Yeah, wishing the world peace and blessings from the ancestors. We get the message and I ain't wasting a second. Learning every day and I ain't wasting a lesson. Put this in the essence. Can you feel my presence?
My brother Keith West. Once a sister get a hold to the book, you're not going to get it back. Just know that. And when you get when you get Fire 2, the finale, just keep it at a safe distance because once a sister start reading that book, brother, you know you're not going to get it back, good brother.
Could it be between the truth and lies? What does it do for you? Hope you're better now. I'll be better soon. Hope you're better soon. I'll be better now. Cause I'm crying, falling, tripping, shaping up what I can understand. Can you feel my presence? Can you feel it inside? Could it be between belief and what's begotten from the truth? When it hurts, how do you find relief in alternative view? Where do you run to when there's nowhere left to hide? Can you feel my presence? Can you feel inside?
Salute to my good brother in studies.
Could it be between the truth and lies? What does it do for you? Hope you're better now. I'll be better soon. Hope you're better soon. Am I better now?
We're going to go to Lonnie and Brill. Mother, nephew, Brills, and his homeboy Lonnie, Caught in a Moment. My nephew sing and he spit.
It's Ella. La da 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 da. Oh. It's Ella, baby. I woke up with you, all up on my bed. I look once at you, started counting my breath. Said I ain't supposed to be here, got caught up in the moment. Same shit ain't night, forever getting chosen. And I know that this time that I roll, only free time I got is after my show. Yeah, I'm caught in the moment. Caught in the moment. I'm caught in the moment. Caught in the moment. I'm losing my focus. Yeah, I'm caught in the moment. Caught in the moment. I'm caught in the moment. I'm caught in the moment. I gotta stay focused. Yeah. Low end at the 7 on my watch, baby girl. It's about that time. I got somewhere to be, girl, I gotta get it up about my ride. And you ain't supposed to be here. It was just a moment. It was just one night. And you ain't even know it. You know and I know that each time that I roll, only free time I got is after my show. I'm caught in the moment. Caught in the moment. I'm caught in the moment, caught in the moment. I'm losing my focus, yeah. I'm caught in the moment, caught caught in the moment. I'm caught in the moment. I'm caught in the moment. I gotta stay focused, yeah. Don't come looking for love, because love don't live here. Thought I was switching it up. Let me make this clear. You see my life, you want this right here. And I enjoyed you, girl. Now it's gonna disappear. Caught in the moment. Caught in the moment. Caught in the moment. Caught in the moment. I'm losing my focus, yeah. I'm caught in the moment. Caught in the moment. Caught in the moment. I'm caught in the moment. I'm caught in the moment. I'm caught in the moment. I gotta stay focused, yeah.
Now we got the world premiere of the freestyle Thai House of Genius. New music coming in the near future.
Soon as the pendulum swing, they gon' act like they don't remember a thing. Just into my range, the second that I enter the game. Please don't mention my name, especially if your energy strains. There's definitely other shit on my brain. Too many cousins and members to change, so I'm always screaming free ice like I'm out promoting free ice. On a 100-degree night, only way my demons sleep tight. Went through darkness just to see light. Through those hardships, I ain't eat right. Already 2 F's on my jacket and they won't trick me into 3 strikes. No way. Genius, how you feeling? Okay. Nickel play the rock so in case we have to role play. They try to first print me, but this feel like a whole day. Christ in my DNA shit, I feel like the old, yeah. Throwing up my peace down before you niggas get a refine. I be in the field room hitting rewind on your design, so I know just how to play it, even when my seats don't recline. If I ain't what I lead, and I'm pulling up with my cousin 3 times. Say my name 3 times and I'm popping up like T-Tie. Buzzing like a beehive, cause that's just the way that we vibe. Message from my day one, but it came through on their kiosk. It said he know exactly how to play it, so I don't let them pussies sneak by.
Peace. Again, this stream is the enemies within and without. Now, the enemy outside of ourselves, we can deal with a lot easier if we destroy the enemy within ourselves. That way, our focal point can be the enemy outside of ourselves, because we have enemies on both sides of us, in the back of us, in front of us. Yet we have to check the enemy within to make it easier to check the enemy outside of ourselves. Now, I'm going to play some videos of who I would consider our enemies, those who every day across the United States, some people just, they weaponize the police, they get in our business, they sabotage our livelihood. The same thing that, Vlad did with the sister who checked him about feeling entitled enough to get in conversations that don't involve him. See, when you let somebody in your home, they tend to get comfortable and they start, being real loose with their mouth. They'll put their feet up and they'll drink your last cold one. So we have to be mindful who we allow to come around us. See, that monster, Vlad, we took part in, I won't say we because it's our people. We took part in creating that monster. I really don't understand the gravitational pull that, he has on our people. But a lot of our people willingly sit with that dude, and some of our brothers have gone to jail because they went over there and they confessed to crimes over there at his channel, and the police used it against them. So we gotta be mindful of who we talk to or who we allow to come around us. And I'm gonna start with, let me share my screen again. I got a lot of videos. I may not play all of them, but I'm gonna, make my point.
That was caught on camera sparking outrage overnight. A white woman calling the police after a black man says he asked her to leash her dog in Central Park. TJ Holmes joins us with what they're both saying this morning. Good morning, TJ.
There's an African-American man threatening my life. Robin, those are the exact words this woman used in a frantic manner on 911. And so much of the outrage you mentioned, Robin, that is there this morning has to do with what many people perceive as her attempt to threaten and weaponize the police against a black man.
This to my brother, Brown Flat Power God.
Headlines overnight.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to me.
You're hearing the voice of 57-year-old Chris Cooper, who says his request for this woman to keep her dog on a leash quickly escalated.
And I'm taking a picture of calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Once she's on the phone with 911, you can hear her tone change.
There is an African-American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Cooper says he was bird watching in Central Park just after 8 a.m. on Monday when he came across the woman with...
Now, that is what I call the modern day whip. A cell phone and white people weaponizing the police. Dangerous. Her frantic voice when she turned on the waterworks and start rambling, acting like she's afraid. Their fake ass tears. And the cell phone is two of the most dangerous things that a white woman possess. Her cell phone and her fake ass tears.
With her dog unleashed against park rules.
I said to the young woman, I said, dogs in the ramble have to be on the leash at all times.
Cooper claims she refused. That's when he says he used treats to try to lure the dog away from some plant beds just before he began recording.
They don't like it when you feed their dog treats. And she didn't like that at all. And she immediately grabbed the dog, as you can see from the video, and started hauling it around by its collar.
New York police confirm officers did respond to a reported assault, but says there were no arrest or summons issued for what they described as a verbal dispute. Speaking to a local New York...
The ironic part of this situation is they both share the same last name.
York station, the woman in the video apologized to Cooper, saying it was unacceptable, and I humbly and fully apologize to everyone who's seen that video, everyone that's been offended, everyone who thinks of me in a lower light, and I understand why they do. Adding that she was...
See, she went to apologize. She's not sorry. Her apologies is nothing but a pile of lies. This apology is fake. And she's really upset that she's got caught. And she called the police and said, he's recording me and threatening my life. Now, who would believe someone would record themselves threatening somebody's life? That's incriminating evidence against you. She was just plain stupid.
Was fearful because she says before the video began, Cooper had been yelling and offering her dog unknown items. The video quickly taking over Twitter's trending topics with more than 130,000 tweets, many calling for the woman to be fired. And overnight, her employer announced on Twitter that she will be placed on administrative leave pending investigation, adding, "We take these matters very seriously and we do not condone racism of any kind." And the dog in that video, the woman has now returned it to the rescue where she got it. A lot of people pointed out her treatment of the dog in that video, and the rescue says it's now in their possession and in good health. And Robin, of course, after incidents in the past, we've seen hashtags driving while black, walking while black, sleeping while black. Well, yes, bird watching while black is now a
Existing
topic
while
being talked
black.
about on Twitter.
Yes, and it was bandied about on Twitter, and it was just the reaction from people in seeing it.
Peace to the true daughter of darkness. Thanks for tapping in, sis. Now we're gonna go to a story that's trending now. The young brother who was a senior airman who was murdered by the police in his own apartment. Now, my sentiment on this situation is we know how our enemy behave when they feel we don't belong. See, my sentiment and my critical thinking tells me that woman who called the police, she weaponized the police, and she got probably more than her desired results. Because if something was going on in that young brother's apartment, why would somebody call management and have management call the police? Why don't you just call directly to the police? But they called the management's office according to the manager, and the manager called the police. And I believe this brother was murdered because a Karen weaponized the police on that young brother because he was a senior airman at age 23, living somewhere where somebody who's self-entitled felt he didn't deserve to live. That's my critical thinking. That's just my sentiment about the situation. Now we're going to check this video out about the young brother.
A Florida family is demanding justice after 23-year-old Air Force Airman Roger Fortson was shot and killed inside his own home by a sheriff's deputy. The Okaloosa County Sheriff is now releasing body cam video of the fatal shooting, and he's disputing the family's claim that his deputy went to the wrong apartment. We want to warn you, some of the footage you're about to see is disturbing. CNN's Nick Valencia reports.
Now, how could the sheriff dispute what the family's claiming, but they tell us to be transparent pending an investigation? They tell us to be patient with their investigation when he's already determining what happened. See, that's the thing. They already have their mind made up, and they always try to explain something away. A lot of times and off time, when the evidence is right in their face, they'll try to explain it away. So that's why I don't trust the police. And I advise all of our people to not trust the police or not even talk to the police.
Newly obtained police dispatch audio reveals the first call came in around 4 p.m. on May 3rd about a physical disturbance in progress.
Don't have any further other than a male and female. It's all fourth party information through the front desk at the leasing office.
Around 4:29 p.m., the 4-minute police body cam revealed.
Now, he went to this young brother's door with his gun out. Fourth party information, not second party, third party, but fourth party information. But he show up with his weapon out. And in the state of Florida, it's a stand your ground state. And if someone's knocking on your door, hiding, not showing themselves, you look out the peephole and you don't see anybody, you have the right to go and get your weapon and answer your door with your weapon out in the event that danger was out there. Imminent danger was out there in the form of law enforcement. Imminent danger.
The video begins with an Okaloosa County, Florida Sheriff's deputy arriving on the scene.
He's saying that it happens frequently.
Okay.
But this time it sounded like it was getting out of hand.
A woman at the complex tells the deputy she heard yells and a slap coming from the apartment 2 weeks ago, but wasn't sure exactly where it came from. Eventually, she directs the deputy to 4th floor apartment 4.
She heard yelling and a slap weeks ago, but today, based on a fourth party call to the police and information to the police, this is the result: a young brother murdered in his own damn home.
1401, the home of 23-year-old senior airman Roger Fortson, saying the girl who made the call about the physical disturbance sounded scared. At 4:31 p.m., the deputy knocks once without introducing himself. Roughly 30 seconds later, he knocks again twice.
Amy Cooper sounded scared too when she called on Chris Cooper in Central Park. But Amy Cooper was telling a damn lie. That's why I said that's the danger. White women and their phones and their fake ass tears and their frantic voices sounding scared. I'm going to say it again. They weaponized the police against this young brother because he's 23 years old and living somewhere he wasn't wanted. That's my sentiment. I'm going to stand on it.
A warning, what you're about to see over the next 20 seconds is graphic.
Step back.
Fortson, who appears in the body camera video to have a lowered firearm in his right hand, was shot 6 times to the chest. He survived the initial shooting.
312, get EMS my location.
But was later pronounced dead at the hospital.
My baby was my everything. Roger was my 3rd son. Where we come from, you don't end up where Roger ended up.
Adding to their pain, Fortson's family believes deputies went to the wrong address, a claim that the sheriff disputed while defending his deputy's actions. Ben Crump, Natalie Jackson, and Brian Barr represent the family. They say the initial police statement was misleading and left out key details of the shooting.
It makes you think this happened outside, that this kid was in the middle of a disturbance and he did something. He instigated this and lost his life. That's what it makes it sound like.
Yep.
It sounded like justified.
We are aware of a press release and other comments that falsely state our deputy entered the wrong apartment and imply that they burst through the door into Mr. Fortson's residence.
During the shooting, the airman
That's not
was
what
on
they
FaceTime
implied.
call with his
It's a damn
girlfriend,
lie.
who Crump says
See
told
what
him
happened.
there was never a disturbance at Fortson's home. Crump says Fortson had been home alone just 30 minutes before the deputy arrived. He heard 2 knocks at the door, and when he couldn't see anyone through the peephole, Crump said, citing the girlfriend, then Fortson grabbed his gun, which Crump said he legally owned. In the girlfriend's FaceTime video, we hear Fortson struggle to breathe after the shooting as he lies on the floor, bleeding out.
Do not move, stop moving.
The deputy is now on paid administrative leave while the Florida Department of Law Enforcement investigates.
That's a vacation.
The state attorney's office in Okaloosa County tells me that they are going to wait for the FDLE to finish their investigation before they decide whether to pursue charges. I did get in touch with the chief assistant state attorney there in the county, who tells me that he did see the video, but he refused to comment, adding that it's too early for them to do anything with the case. He also said that there's no expected timeline as to when the FDLE will wrap their investigation. Nick Valencia, CNN, Atlanta.
All right, joining me now to talk more about this tragic shooting is Derek Johnson. He is the president of the NAACP. Derek, great to see you. So, I mean, from Roger Fortson's family to his attorneys, I mean, this is upsetting for many reasons. How do you see this?
Well, another example, when you don't have any accountability metrics for police officers, to de-escalate scenarios. But in this case, the question is, what crime
Peace,
was
my brother
committed?
KG.
What crime was
Salute, brother.
allegedly
Greetings.
committed? And there was no crime. He simply was seeking to answer the door of a police knock. And at some point, we must, as a society, determine the type of nation we would like to be as opposed to what's taking place. In 2023, we had a 10-year high of police-involved shootings of individuals. Significant number of those individuals were African Americans, and a large number of those individuals were unarmed. When will we stop this madness and address this public policy fiasco where we are allowing law enforcement officers just to kill people and never be held accountable?
This body cam footage, I mean, reveals the deputy knocked on the door at this Fort Walton Beach apartment that a neighbor, as we saw in Nick Valencia's piece, pointed out, but seemingly with uncertainty. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FDLE, is going to investigate while the Okaloosa County Sheriff's deputy, who is unnamed, is on leave.
I don't think that the deputy went to the wrong apartment. I think the deputy went to the right apartment, but I think the deputy was sent there weaponizing the police. I really don't think, I think they sent that deputy there to kill that brother. Or the police are always weaponized. Like we seen the lady in Central Park. She said, I'm going to call the cops and say that you threatened my life. And she was weaponizing the police, hoping the police would come and do something to him, arrest him, beat him, or worse. And that's an enemy. That is a vicious, wicked ass enemy who would do that because they asked you to obey the rules of the goddamn park. But this Karen who walked with the police in this situation in Florida was telling the deputy that there's always disputes there, that he heard yelling and screaming and a slap. Escalating the situation for when the police went to the young man's apartment. The deputy went there to shoot somebody because he approached the situation with his gun out. He went there with his gun out, knocked on the young man's door, and hid like a damn coward, like a punk.
Does this feel urgent or transparent enough to you?
It is completely untransparent. First of all, you have a neighbor who heard an argument, a domestic disturbance between two people who were familiar with one another. That person never stated, based on what's been shared publicly, that there was violence that rose to the level of armed deadly force. Secondly, he was home alone. This neighbor had the wrong apartment. And thirdly, the girlfriend was on FaceTime with him. What crime did he commit to cause this officer to use deadly force? It is legal for an individual to have a firearm in their home. It is legal for someone like him to actually have an altercation so long as no one's life is at risk. And there's no evidence that the apartment that was called was his apartment, and there's no evidence that anyone's life was at risk.
Do you have confidence in the FDLE leading this investigation?
Unfortunately.
But it shows severe incompetence of the deputy to go to someone's home with his gun out because of fourth party information. Now, by the time something becomes fourth party, most of the damn truth is deleted. And that shit turned to a lie by then. Fourth party, and he went there with his incompetent ass with his gun out and shot the young brother on sight. Now, that's what you call on sight. As soon as you see somebody, you shoot them. That was on sight. Didn't say drop it because it was close to the ground or down ready. All he had to do is open his hand. If he said drop it, all that brother had to do was open his hand and would have fell to the floor because he had the gun down.
Unfortunately, we have a history in this nation where law enforcement agencies protect officers who commit these type of crimes, in my opinion. There is no accountability. In fact, until we pass the George Floyd Police Reform Act, we're going to continue to see these same type incidents. That's why it's important to make sure that we have a Congress with enough courage to.
It's only one thing that's going to stop these incidents. One thing. Take a wild guess what that would be. It's only one thing that will stop these incidents.
Hold bad officers accountable, train good officers on how to de-escalate, and maintain a database so law enforcement officers cannot go from agency to agency and commit these heinous crimes.
All right, Derek Johnson, so glad you could be with us. Thank you so much.
We have to stop people from doing things to us that we don't like. That's it. We have to stop them. Nobody else. We can't go to their brother and expect them to be benevolent.
Tonight, we're hearing from a couple in New Jersey who got into a confrontation with their neighbor over a new patio. The couple, who was black, recorded as their neighbor, who was white, called the cops saying she was being assaulted. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson has the story.
If the police had come here and overreacted, I could have been dead.
And that's precisely why Fareed's wife, Narinda, started filming this ugly exchange with their neighbor in Montclair, New Jersey.
You won't go home, please.
A woman who did, in fact, call police.
I filmed her because she started to play race tricks that endanger both my husband and my children.
Fareed calls this yet another example of white entitlement and black hate. The couple, they're both attorneys, live here. The neighbor's yard sits right next to theirs. Monday, Narinda was on a work call when she says the woman came to her home 3 times demanding to know if they had a permit to build a stone patio in their backyard.
It's grown increasingly intense, this desire to, we've described this like deputizing yourself to make sure that I'm following the rules.
Narinda says it's been going on for 2 years. From the color of their house, lights in their backyard, the neighbor always has questions and they give her answers. But this time they felt enough was enough. They had done their research, knew they didn't need a permit. The town confirmed that. When she wasn't getting answers, the neighbor called police with an outrageous claim.
She backed up off of the property at that point. And at that point, she said, "I'm calling the police. You've assaulted me."
They are grateful. At least 5 witnesses, neighbors, told police that was not true. You can hear them in the video telling the neighbor, "Shame on you." Police did respond, but all parties decided not to move forward.
We don't want to wage war with our neighbors. We just want to be on our patio in quarantine backyard and, be at peace.
You should have sued that cave bitch for defamation of character. That's what you should have done. This is what angers me when it comes to our people. That woman didn't even apologize for that, but you forgive her and she's not even sorry for what she did. We need to get out of that foolishness.
But thousands have now viewed the video and rallied outside of the neighbor's home who couldn't be reached for comment.
To weaponize the police as she tried to do and use the police to somehow enforce her desires, it is white supremacy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now check this out. Check this next video out. Crazy.
I'm babysitting, right? Y'all see, look, I got 2 kids in the backseat with me. I'm babysitting. There's this lady across the street. We just came from Subway and Walmart. This lady over here, she's following me.
A Cobb County man says someone called the police on him for babysitting while black. Corey Lewis says he was babysitting 2 children when a white woman approached him in a parking lot.
And he says she wanted to see whether the children were okay and even followed him to his house. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Cobb County tonight. Denise, you talked to Lewis and to the father of those children.
Yeah, I did. And they're all just shocked over this whole thing. They still can't believe it. They've known each other for a couple of years. They're good friends. And they say it is just astounding that someone would see Corey Lewis with the two children alone and think it's strange enough that they would call police to report a suspicious person.
I'm babysitting, right? Y'all see, look, I got two kids in the backseat with me. I'm babysitting. There's this lady across the street. We just came from Subway and Walmart. This lady over here, she's following me.
Stunned at what was happening, Corey Lewis turned to Facebook Live. He was babysitting 10-year-old Addison and her little brother Nicholas. He says after taking the kids to lunch, he was approached by a woman in the parking lot, wanting to know if she could talk to the children to see if they were okay, and taking down Lewis's license plate number.
From her perception, she'd seen something that wasn't right. She's being judgmental. Me looking the way I am, being with two kids who don't look like me.
Lewis says the woman followed him to a gas station, then all the way to his house about 5 minutes away. The next thing he knew, police showed up, wanting to talk to the kids.
Hey, can y'all step out?
I talked to Cobb County Police, who told me they were responding to a call of a suspicious person. The officer talked to the children, determined everything was okay, and they were gone. But the whole experience left Lewis and the children upset. Lewis has spent plenty of time with these kids. Nicholas is part of Lewis's after-school youth mentoring program, inspired by Lewis. Now, their dad had to explain to his children what happened and why.
I asked him, did you understand what happened tonight? And he said, well, a weird lady was following us around because Mr. Lewis has brown skin and we have peachy skin.
Made me feel like it was definitely wrong and that people shouldn't be racist and it doesn't matter what skin color we are.
Lewis says after that Facebook post, he has gotten plenty of support, and it has helped shed some light on the fact that there are still some people out there who are very judgmental. Reporting live in Cobb County, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, it shines quite
Now, here's the typical Karen. The typical Karen that goes on a racial tirade.
Now to a story you'll see only on 2. A doctor from New Orleans who was visiting Houston says she and her husband were victims of a racially motivated public tirade.
A doctor claims a woman came at them carrying a hammer while saying, "Go back to your country." An arrest has been made. Channel 2 senior reporter Phil Archer is live in the Montrose area with the details now. Phil?
Yeah, this all begs the question, what would you do if a complete stranger threatened you and your spouse with a hammer just because of the way you look? Well, that New Orleans couple says that's what happened to them over the weekend while they were vacationing.
If somebody told her to go back where she came from, where would she go? They're not natives or aboriginal to nowhere on this planet. So where would they go?
Vacationing here. It's a troubling story about alleged racism in a town that prides itself on diversity. Arturo Cordovez and his wife, Leah Franco, are natives of Ecuador, currently living in New Orleans, where Leah is finishing her medical residency. In the course of doing that, Dr. Franco has been treating COVID patients day after day. So to decompress, the couple decided to spend the weekend in Houston over the holiday to unwind. Sunday afternoon, they were looking for a restaurant when they noticed a woman following in a car behind them.
So we stopped a little bit on the side and she was still there.
She stopped behind us.
She stopped behind us. After that, she started showing a hammer through the mirror.
She was shaking her hands like this and cursing at us, I think.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what did I do?
The couple called 911 and turned into a gas station at Westheimer and South Shepherd. The woman followed them.
And that's when she pulled beside us and started screaming at us. And we yelled, "What do you want?" And she said, "Stop following." And then she screamed, "You Mexicans, get out of my effing country. Go back to your effing country."
The woman got out of her car with a hammer and seemed to be threatening them with it. Before the situation escalated further, police arrived and took her into custody. Police identify her as 60-year-old Constance Lynn Bono. She was arrested Sunday and remains in jail today. So far, investigators haven't been able to say what sparked the incident. But for Dr. Franco and her husband, their first trip to Houston was surprising and scary.
I think
Nothing sparks this behavior. It's their behavior all the time. They're naturally wicked and evil. It's just in their nature to be this way. Now, if you could take a young brother like Elijah McClain, a kind, gentle young brother, and just murder him, you know, that means it's in your nature. You're just a murderer. It's in your nature. I'm gonna move on to this story out of Walmart where they had to pay a brother $4.4 million because of he was shopping in Walmart and they felt, you know, he shouldn't be there. Shopping while black, I guess they'll call that.
Walmart is ordered to pay an Oregon man $4.4 million in the so-called shopping while black case.
So you telling me right now, so you telling me right now he's gonna trespass me from this property for what reason? Because he wants to. Because he wants to?
On August 19th, a Multnomah County, Oregon jury ruled against Walmart, saying a customer was racially profiled by one of its employees.
What did I say? What did I say to threaten you? What did I say? No, I didn't say anything to threaten you.
It happened on March 26, 2020, at a Walmart in Wood Village, Oregon. Michael Mangum went to the store to buy a refrigerator light bulb when he noticed an employee in the same aisle. The employee, later identified as Joseph Williams, worked as theft prevention in the store. According to court documents, William asked Mangum why he was staring at him. Mangum says he replied, quote, "Because you're looking at me." After that, Williams ordered Mangum to leave the store.
What did I say? What did I say?
If I keep watching you, I'm gonna slap you.
No, I didn't say that.
Williams called non-emergency officers, saying there was a customer who refused to leave and threatened to smash his face.
So you telling me right now, so you telling me right now he's gonna trespass me from this property for what reason?
Because he wants to.
Because he wants to?
According to court documents, officers interviewed Mangum, Williams, and a nearby couple who witnessed the interaction.
And I'm gonna go find this other.
This lets us know that the police could care less about the law. He said because he wants to. They come there, they do an investigation, and they go by the policy of the company. They are policy enforcers. That's a policy. This man wanted to be a racist sack of shit and trespassed the brother for nothing. And he said because he wants you to. I would tell him as law enforcement, this is a civil matter and don't involve me. But they will enforce a policy and trump the damn law.
So the couple here, and I'm gonna ask them if I said that. I'm gonna find this other couple here, and I'm gonna ask them if I said that.
Responding officers determined no crime was committed and refused to take action based on Williams's, quote, shifting explanations of what happened. In the days that followed, Oregon officials investigated the incident, describing a, quote, pattern of behavior by Williams.
He just basically said that that Joe had the tendency to exaggerate when he was making the calls to get law enforcement assistance, and that he just wanted to bring that to Kelly's attention.
Is that a serious matter or a trivial matter?
I would call that serious.
Mangum's lawsuit read in part, quote, defendant Walmart, by and through its management officials, was aware that Williams had, on previous occasions, provided false information about customers to police officers and knew that police had complained that he was not to be trusted.
I got that from a couple of firsthand experiences where I was one of the deputies who showed up to a call, and then the vast majority of it came from deputies on my shift who had become extremely frustrated with a pattern of behavior that they had identified of Mr. Williams calling 911 to report
That's good.
Dangerous active situations such as customers physically assaulting him or loss prevention employees or other Walmart employees while trying to steal. And then the deputies determining that that never actually happened.
Court documents alleged Walmart was negligent, quote, in failing to supervise Williams so as to prevent foreseeable violations of customers' rights by Williams. According to the Associated Press, Williams was fired by Walmart in July 2020 for mishandling property. Mangum filed the lawsuit in December 2021 and was awarded $4.4 million in damages just 8 months later. Following the verdict, the Walmart Senior Director for National Media Relations released a statement saying in part, quote, "We do not tolerate discrimination. We believe the verdict is excessive and is not supported by evidence." For the latest developments in this case and all things true
Absolutely,
crime,
King to
stay
the
with Long
side.
Crime Network. I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Now we're going to move on to a dangerous Karen. And this is what you call a dangerous Karen.
Got the gun on me. Get away. She got the gun on me. He about to hit me with the car. Call him. I'm telling. Get the license plate. Get the license plate. Get the license plate now. Because you were never about to hit me with the damn car. You hit me with the car? You both of y'all put the guns down on me, okay? I got it. Don't you jump behind your car. No, I ain't jumping behind your car. What you bullshit? You're about to win me. Do you see that? Do you see that? They both put that gun on me.
This is our enemy. What is the enemy?
Police in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin say it was a big misunderstanding. Officers mistook an African-American teenager for a robbery suspect and handcuffed him. As Michelle Miller explains, the teen was only riding in the car with his white grandmother.
Come out with your hands up, face away from us.
After ordering 18-year-old Akil Carter out of his grandmother's car,
Hands up high in the air. Face away from us. Walk to the sidewalk.
police placed him in handcuffs and ordered him into the back of a squad car.
Officer Gabriel's going to get some information from you, okay?
Grandmother Paulette Barr had just left church and was driving Akil to work when police stopped them. Officers say they initially started following them after an African-American man and woman identified the vehicle. They said it was carrying a white woman who was being robbed by two black men. But police say they never got a formal statement from those witnesses because they left the area. The family's attorney is skeptical.
It seems strange that for all the dash cam footage the police have turned over, we have not seen anything where the officer's interacting with these people.
After Carter was detained, an officer is seen exiting the patrol car with his gun outside the holster. Officers then approached the teen's grandmother.
Is everything okay? That's your grandson? Yes.
Police say Carter was handcuffed for approximately 6 minutes.
Well, I'm guessing what this sounds like is a...
Now, this is what you call absolute evil. He told the young man and his grandmother that African Americans called the cops on them. African Americans called the cop on them to make it seem like he's not racist, and they wasn't pulled over because he's a racist. They'll say that somebody black called the cop and said that he is robbing a white woman. No, he pulled them over because he's seen them two together. And not only that, there's no evidence of he even having contact with someone to tell him that somebody's robbing a white woman. He pulled them over sporadically and random because he's a damn piece of shit racist.
It's a really big misunderstanding.
After the teen was released, a witness
Salute to my
captured his
brother.
grandmother's reaction.
That's your grandson? Wow.
The family's attorney says even if the police account is accurate, the officers clearly overreacted.
Any random person can run up to a police officer now and say, stop that car, it's engaged in a robbery, and that's all it takes.
The family's attorney says the frightening encounter left the grandmother feeling helpless, wondering what she could have done to protect her grandson. Michelle Miller, CBS News, New York.
Now we're going to go to, Karens weaponizing cops against our people, which is a, frequent occurrence.
Sorry about that. I'm not a promise. It fell out of my hand. I went to grab it though.
Videotape me, I will call the police.
Oh no, he's recording me, but you're.
I would like you to delete that right now.
No, he's recording me.
I want him to delete it because he pointed it at my face.
No, he's recording me.
And my kids. I'll call 911 right now.
For sure.
I have your license plate.
No, for sure.
I want to see you delete it right now. Right now.
He's recording me. Your wife comes in our shot. I don't understand.
I'm calling 911.
No, she can call 911 for sure. She can call the police. We'll talk to the police. It's fine. It's happening.
Okay,
it's fine. No, we'll wait for the police. No disrespect. I'm sorry you got to see her like this, dog. I dropped it. She screamed out the window. Karma's a bitch. And I respect that. I respect that.
We said you dropped some garbage and you said, I'm too rich to pick that up.
And it was a joke, which I disclaimed to the camera. My mom bought me these. I'm saying people that would have AirPods think that they're too cool. It's a joke. There's real stuff going on. She's calling the cops because we're filming. Let's go, bro.
Yeah, and they're getting ready to leave, and they have a Jewish black man and a Hispanic man, and he has.
I'm not black. I'm mixed. I'm black and black as hell. Okay. You have a good one though.
So you guys were just making a video?
Yeah, I promise. I can show you the video.
Show the video. So I don't see anything in there, and then you guys
show him from the beginning. The lady called.
He said he's mixed. He said, I'm black and black as hell.
The police, but the cop was super cool. I mean, we explained everything.
All right, you guys are good. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hey, sorry about that.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Appreciate it. Hey, you're the coolest cop in the world, man.
I don't think the cop was cool at all. You did nothing illegal, young man. You should have been able to keep it moving, to continue to go. You were detained momentarily because this white woman said you did what? You recorded her in a parking lot? That's not illegal.
Can you tell me what we did wrong?
I told you it's a 2-gas maximum.
It's a 2-gas maximum.
These Karens, these piece of shit Karens make me sick with walking up to a camera and saying, don't record me. But they walk up to the camera and say that. I would tell her fat sloppy ass to get out my shot.
This my family. Look, he got a wristband. He got a wristband. Look, they're my 2 cousins. So what's wrong? So it's wrong. So now you're not trying to say anything because you're on camera. Bro, I'm not even trying to do this. That's the thing. You did this to us. What were we doing wrong? Look, she got the cops just because we all black, fam. I feel like this is the real reason. Just admit it. Just admit it. Because look, bro, look at all these people out here and you worried about us.
This video is courtesy of Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. Shout out to Dr. Rashad Ritchie. He does a lot of good work on behalf of the people.
Oh God, I'm not even finna argue with you. That's what I'm saying. So many families outside, they want to come get us.
What's the problem?
You know what I'm saying? Are you racist?
I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? God don't like us.
Are you racist? Just be honest.
It's just ridiculous. Just racist. She just didn't like seeing black people at her pool. That's it.
Yep, and there's a history of that in our country, particularly there in the United States, where black people weren't allowed to use the same pools or facilities as white people. And that's something that very much harkens the fact that it's underlying that entire conversation, the thought that these black boys were accessing and using the pool that they had a right to use by virtue of their tenancy, yet this white woman is still going to call the police on them. And it reminds me of calling slave catchers and saying that they cannot use this facility. How dare they bring their dirty, inhumane bodies and enjoy the same water and the same facility as I am.
Like they did back in the days with Dorothy Dandridge. She put her feet in the pool. This is a superstar. Dorothy Dandridge put her feet in the pool to wet her feet, and they drained the whole entire pool because she put her feet in the pool.
Yeah.
Are you seriously mad because we cleaned off your sidewalk? So you mad because we cleaned off your sidewalk?
You can't even do a demon a favor. You can't even do a demon a favor. They shoveled her sidewalk because they were out shoveling snow, And look at this demon putting the snow back.
Sidewalk.
Don't trespass that line. I don't need to.
We're helping you. We're like, you mad because we cleaned off your sidewalk.
When elders shouldn't even be shoveling snow, because elders can catch a heart attack shoveling snow. They shovel her snow for her, and she don't appreciate it, and she's putting the damn snow back.
We cleaned up your sidewalk. It's a public sidewalk. We cleaned it up for you.
With Jelly there. Jelly and Tanya.
Hey, are you that upset?
What would Jesus do? If you're a real Christian, you have to be.
I don't know.
Call the police.
Yes, I will.
So you calling what are you calling the police for?
That's trespassing property.
Put them on.
This is the sidewalk. This is a public sidewalk.
Put them on speaker.
This is a public sidewalk, man.
Please call
I don't know if you own this home, but it's a public sidewalk.
Is this neighbor here, Jelly?
Yeah, funny as hell,
Somebody
Marco
else
Power.
that I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Bothering me and
Tell them what we did.
huh?
Tell them what we did.
No, don't say nothing, Jack. They'll come faster if you say it's too over
It's a
here.
house, sir. I don't want to make him a problem.
And I will cuss her out if I show up in the patrol car, and the only reason why she called me is because these young men shovel her snow, and she got a problem with that. She would get a rude awakening. I'll cuss her old ass out.
I give him time. He's taking a movie, taking pictures. Someone that I don't know, someone that just came to help his friend.
To do the driveway, to shovel the driveway in a public sidewalk.
You're damn right. I want her arrested. I'm in fear of my life, damn it. That's what I would have told her. You know how many elderly black women and elderly black men they arrest? You know, we covered a story right here on Indisputable. They locked up an elderly black woman for not paying her trash bill. This was out of Alabama. She went to jail.
Which is not a criminal offense because she didn't pay her trash bill. They locked her up, which is a civil matter that the police not even supposed to get involved with. But they locked that sister up, the elder sister.
Jail. Nobody had any sympathy for her. She didn't threaten anybody, did not even break a law. It was part of some ridiculous private-public partnership that created a contempt of court charge for her. They knew she was an elderly black woman and they decided to arrest her because she was late on the trash bill. Yeah, sometimes people need to sit down somewhere. I promise you she would have been well protected. All right? It's infuriating because that
now we got hold up, I'm gonna move on from there. I want to go to this 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. I want to go to this film by Melvin Van Peebles. It's called Classified X, Fair Use, but this film is a must-see. And Brother Marco Power, King Genocide, I know you're going to enjoy this. You're going to enjoy this. I guarantee you. Just check this out. I'm sorry, Melvin Van Peebles, not Marvin.
Feeling when I leave the triple feature on Saturday afternoon at the National Rat Alley. That's what we call the cinema in my neighborhood.
Let me run that back. Melvin Van Peebles, Mario Van Peebles' father. Classified X.
nice. Your papa talking to you now, guys. Come on.
And the watermelons are that way. Oh, Willie.
Yes, Mr. Cook.
And the chicken house is over there.
Chicken house?
Uh-huh.
What am I waiting for?
I don't know.
Me either. Tally ho.
What'd you say?
You ain't getting fresh with me, is you, colored boy?
Funny, huh?
Don't you give me none of that double talk.
Well,
You hear me?
what some folks find funny.
This is what was funny to, Hollywood back then. And this is how they exploited and portrayed us. Now, Melvin Van Peebles was good for pointing out things like this. He's done a lot of work with pointing out the exploitation of Black actors and actresses. He's been on, peace be upon him because he's no longer with us, but he's been one of those brothers who always pointed these things out when it came to exploitation in Hollywood. Just check it out.
Funny, others find tragic.
Well, you keep still, okay? Oh, wait, hey.
Alex.
Honest, it's me.
Why is he so scared?
No, I ain't, boss.
Why are we always so scared? Well, wouldn't you be? I did say we. I'm Black, you see. Tell you what, you take those rose-colored glasses off, and I'll loan you a special pair of colored folks' shoes. Let's see how they feel to you. Come on. Take a little stroll with me.
Didn't I tell you to bring this water?
See, we use words that we don't understand today. When we have a cookout, we should just call it that. A cookout or a family reunion, we should call that. But when we say, well, we're going on a picnic, just understand what we're saying when we say picnic. When they say picnic, they mean pick a nigga to hang and burn him or her at the stake. That's the origin of the word picnic. This is graphic, and I have a disclaimer at the beginning of the video that I will be using some of copyrighted stuff. I have a disclaimer, but and plus I have fair use down on the ticker also. And that's why I'm stopping it. I'm not just going to play it straight through. I'm going to give the commentary and the narrative of the exploitation of of course it's graphic when you see one of us in that condition as far as hanging, but this is actually America's history. This is American history. There's no history in America without us, and this is a history of so-called white supremacy. Even in entertainment, this is how we were treated.
That's right, it was you.
When I first became aware of movies messing with my mind, I must have been around 12 or 13. It was around the end of the Second World War. Well, they'd been messing with my mind before that, but I just wasn't aware of it. No, that's not right. I just wasn't able to put a name to what I was feeling when I'd leave the triple feature on Saturday afternoon at the National Rat Alley. That's what we call the cinema in my neighborhood. Later, I learned what that emotion was. It was called shame. Movie historians are always going on about how my 1971 film Sweetback sprang out of nowhere. About how it was such a revolutionary film, a true original that didn't owe its allegiance to anything in the past. Well, it wasn't part of any tradition or movement out of the past. But on the contrary, Au contraire, it didn't just spring out of thin air. The movies were the advanced scouts into adulthood. Not only could you learn how to ride a horse, climb a palm tree, ski, you could learn how to court a girl and even kiss. But most importantly, the movies offered a peephole into the world outside of my ghetto. The only problem was I couldn't project the me. By me, I mean myself and the colored folks in the neighborhood who comprised my entire universe with what the movies were showing. The colored folks in the movies were always quaking and yassa bossing and shuffling. Huh? They didn't bear any resemblance to the majestic hard work.
Now, that is so unlike us. How they had the actors and the actresses talking, with the mumble mouth and talking like a damn slave. Our people never talked like that, except when they was playing these parts. We never talked like that. Some of our people think we talk like that because of these exploitation films. But our people never talk like that.
Working black folks strutting around the south side of Chicago, where I was from. The men were tough and fearless, and the women were regal queens. A zillion miles away from the army of broad-beamed mammies that the movies portrayed.
Leave them things to God, son. In his kingdom, all men are equal. And suck it. You better take it.
See, this is what you call a stereotype. And some of our people, by seeing these stereotypes, they reinforce these stereotypes. Again, these portrayals of our women and our brothers are false. We never dressed like that. We never act like that. And we never talk like that. But they portrayed us like this. And a lot of us bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Feed it. Yes, sir. Hey, probably stay for lunch. Yes, sir.
Then suddenly in a flash, like I said, I was 12 or 13 at the time, and the Second World War was just winding down. It was all revealed to me. The newspapers and the magazines and the radio, there was this talk of the new Negro coming to the screen. Well, what had happened was that to win the war, the government needed everybody's help, not just white folks. And besides, Hitler had given racism a bad name. Anyhow, in the effort to win the war, the government had done a lot of flag waving to unite the nation. There was a lot of talk about the United States being a melting pot with liberty, equality, and justice for all, regardless of race, creed, or color, etc. A little social engineering to get blacks and women except.
That's exactly what it was, and that's exactly what it is to this day. When we look at South Central Los Angeles, Chicago, Newark, New Jersey, Philadelphia, it's all a social engineering project. Even the projects itself is a social engineering project. Project is another word for experiment. HUD, Housing Urban Development, is a project of social engineering. And all these elements that they say are so terrible in our so-called communities are social engineering and social experiments. They say how terrible it is in our communities when everything that's in our community is put in our community. The drugs, the guns, the violence. Of course, if you put drugs and somebody who's strung out on drugs, and then you add the weapons, you add all the other negative elements to the community is going to be ran down. If you have liquor stores on every other block, of course you're going to have a whole bunch of alcoholics. And people act other than themselves and add other negative elements to our communities. And they say, oh, black on black crime. They'll add that because of our people's misfortunes. And we start killing each other and harming each other. And it's not that we killed each other because we look like each other. It's because we're in the same proximity as each other. Now, if you go to other areas, they're killing each other also. They'll just call that crime. They won't say black on black. They won't say white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime, or anybody else ethnicity. They won't put that crime on the ethnicity. They'll just call it crime. They don't do that when it comes to us because they want to make it seem like we're this self-destructive ass people.
Accepted in jobs formerly all male, all white preserved. In the flush of victory over the Nazis, America actually bought into its own propaganda. In short, the U.S. was experiencing a flood of democracy, a wave or two of which lapped up onto the shores of Hollywood. Hence the promise of movies depicting Negro characters more honestly, more dignified, i.e., the new Negro.
Private Morse reporting for duty, sir. The special assignment.
If Hollywood invented the new Negro, it meant it had invented the old Negro in the first place. Question about racism in Hollywood films, everybody likes to put the blame on D.W. Griffith and his Birth of a Nation. A cinematic masterpiece in the first Hollywood blockbuster, it was filled with dancing, chicken chomping, raping, quaking darkness. Birth of a Nation? Well, that's a lot of crap. From the very, very beginning, there was racism in American movies. Even in old Thomas Edison's first images, back at the birth of cinema, blacks were only presented as stereotypes or caricatures. And it sure didn't stop there.
Is that you, Sparky?
If you ask Hollywood about it, they would maintain it was all in the name of art. No harm being done.
It's the same with the buffoonery and what we call comedy today. The dumbest stereotypes. Some people say it's hilarious, which is the reason why Dave Chappelle left the Dave Chappelle show. He said they did something, and it was the way they were laughing is what made him see them for who they are.
Just a little good, clean fun. Well, maybe kind of, sort of, if you're white. No harm being done. Good, clean fun. The white folks in Hollywood really ruled the roost. They drew Negroes any way they wanted to. They even put on charcoal when they felt like doing something extra stupid. And played at being black, too.
Now we is all sisters under the skin.
Implicit to me is that they knew what they were doing all along.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is what they considered funny. This was funny to them, but you know, they really don't like this being revealed because they know emphatically that their history is wicked on how they did things. And this is not something that our great people would do. If you are a great people, you don't have to lie, steal, cheat, serve to somebody else's detriment or portray people less than in order to make yourself look like you're better than them. This is what was done to make themselves feel like they're better. They'll degrade and stereotype other people. Someone who's naturally great don't have to do this.
Yes, sir, Miss Julie. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Bellman.
Yes, Miss Maggie. Yes, sir.
Looking over one's shoulder at the old treatment of the Negro, the new treatment was an improvement. Relatively speaking, of course.
Wesley Epps, Private, 3rd Engineer Battalion.
The characters were a tiny bit more three-dimensional.
From officers, Sergeant.
We got the explosive necessary to fix that bridge?
Private Matowski and me kind of made a special collection.
I alone escaped. It was then I captured this man to carry my pack.
What is your name?
Sergeant Major Tambu, 4th Sudanese Battalion.
Tinseltown went strutting around with its chest poked out, feeling all proud of itself about how liberal it was being in recognizing the Negro. Besides, they weren't worried because of the golden rule. The American golden rule, that is. He who has the
Now, I'm going to do a part 2 of this stream. I'm going to leave that right there. And I'm going to end this stream because I didn't want to go that long. But thank everyone for tapping in and joining me this evening. Before I go, I want to do a promotional break.
Get your copy of Fire. It's definitely a must-read. If you enjoy hood books, this one is it. Just like the title of the book, it's officially Fire. Get it on Amazon, paperback or Kindle.
The once goal-driven, ambitious Sapphire turns to the street life after the sudden death of her big brother Dre. Dre's best friend Devontae tries to honor his homeboy's last request of looking out for his baby sister. A rebellious Sapphire makes it very difficult for Devontae to carry out his promise.
I want to thank everyone who came through and tapped in with the brother. I appreciate you. And until next time, this is your brother Nasir, and this is The Enemy's Public. Peace.
Whether you like it or you don't like it, you love it, you hate it, one thing for damn sure, you are gonna respect it.